This glow up is going to be a DIY glow up, okay? Because the girls are losing their minds. I would rather stake myself to a cross than pay $600 for some braids. Are you insane? And she realized, like, this man is fine. Like, he's kind of fine. We're surviving this inflation together, one DIY at a time. Hello? She's been calling and I might just answer. Oh, I'm supposed to be saying things I like. There are more creatures than just fairies. Like, I know y'all have it in you, but it's something about a white main character being a slave and making it, obviously I don't want to say their whole personality because that's insane to say, but essentially making it their whole personality. Ooh, this is different. Starting this video with the fro. Yeah, I just took my braids out. So, all right, let's get this video started. Hello, booktubing world. It is I, Capri Nicole, and I'm back with another video. So today we're gonna be doing another glow up, baby. I know that's right. And I'm excited because we're gonna be doing some new things. Please don't mind my robe being on inside out. I didn't realize that until just now when I hopped on camera. But we got the fro out. I just took my braids out. I have to detangle my hair still and do the twist out, wash my hair, put a mask in my hair. I still have a lot I have to do with this head, so let me tell you what we're doing today. So first things first, I'm gonna wash my hair, do the Cardi B mask. I've done it before in a video and I showed you guys, so if you're new or if you haven't seen it, go watch the last glow up, I think it was, to see all of that. So I'm gonna be doing the same thing, wash my hair, condition it, do the mask, trim it a little bit. I cut it last time I did my hair. My mom braided it for the braids under the wig. She cut my hair, a little trim action, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you right now, being a bad bitch, these glow ups is expensive and the girls have bumped their heads. They're starting to lose their minds and I don't think they understand that I will easily tap into my DIY bag, and this glow up is going to be a DIY glow up, okay? Because the girls are losing their minds. Like, lashes used to be like, tops would be $80, like for a full set. A full set would be like $80. Getting a refill, which would be like 2 weeks after you got the full set of lashes, would be like $30, 30, 40, 50, whatever. But now lashes are like $200, $180, $130, and there's either no refills or the refills is like 100. The fill set is 180, the refills is 130. Like, the girls are losing their marbles and I don't have time for it because I will learn to do it myself, and we're gonna be learning to do it ourselves with a few things in this video. But first things first, washing the hair. I have a hair appointment tomorrow. I'm gonna be getting braids because I'm back in my gym girl era, and wearing wigs in the gym sounds like hell to me. I don't want to experience that. I'd rather put a bonnet on my head before I have a wig on my head in the gym. That's crazy. So braids it is. I'm gonna have to tap into my braid era because the wigs and the sweat and the headphones and it's just too much going on in one workout, if I'm being so for real. So we're gonna be getting the braids done tomorrow. I also need to get my eyebrows done. If y'all can see, the brows are looking a little crazy. They're looking like straight up caterpillars. So the brows have to get done. Washing the hair, braids, brows. I'm going to be ordering a wax kit. Like, I'm scared. Yes, I'm scared, but waxing has gone up to like $70. I didn't start getting waxed until like a few years ago, and it was $40 to get waxed before. It's $70 now. That's grazing on $100. To me, that's crazy. To me, that's insane. So I'm gonna be getting my own little waxing kit to try things out. I'm also gonna be getting a lash kit, a little lash majiggy, so I can put the lashes on, lash glue for the individuals, so I can have them for longer instead of having the strips, because the girls are losing their minds. So we're gonna be doing waxing and we're gonna be doing lashes. Hopefully it goes well because I can't. Like, these people, they're digging too deep in my pockets. Like, budget used to be added for the glow ups and now it's like quadrupling, and I don't have the time. Getting things for pedicures will be coming shortly because I miss getting my pedicures, and the crazy thing is anytime I go and get a pedicure done, feet still be rough. So it's like, how y'all doing pedicures and feet don't be soft as a baby's ass? Like, that's, I'm not spending $100 on a pedicure and my skin is not soft. So the next thing will be getting stuff for pedicure. But in this glow up, we'll be getting the waxing stuff and the lash stuff. That's going to be the main focus. And I do have a nail appointment. We're going to be doing a Valentine's Day set. I'll be doing a Valentine's Day set after Valentine's Day, unfortunately. But it's okay. It'll be, I think my appointment's, it's like 2 days after Valentine's Day, so it's not that far off. We're gonna do a Valentine's Day set, and I believe that's it. It's just the hair, the brows, the lashes, the waxing, and my nails. That's it. That should be a good chunk of the glow up. We're gonna be trying this together, Island. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes, baby. But anyway, our TBR is gonna be one book, and it is A Dawn of Onyx. Now, I don't remember what this book is about, but I do remember hearing Rachel from Raven Hair Reader recommend this. I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy romance because she's a fantasy romance girly, and so far she be recommending that heat. So anytime she talk about something that she really loved or she really enjoyed, I pick it up, and then by the time I look at it on my shelf, I don't remember what the hell it was about. So I don't remember what it's about, but I'm pretty sure it's a fantasy romance. The girls have been loving this book from what I've seen, and I might need to brush up and read a couple sentences in the synopsis to remember what this is about, but I am excited to read it and start it today. So that's what's going to be on our TBR. I'm currently in the middle of another video and another book, and it's not going well, y'all. So prepare for that drag because it's coming. It's coming. It's coming soon. So TBR, glow up. We know what we have going on. I need to go so I can go tackle this fro before it starts getting a little too tight and I can't do nothing with it. So I will see you guys in the next clip. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all. Oh, of course. Okay, y'all, here's the hair. The forehead is out. The forehead is out. Once the braids loosen up, this is gonna be so fun to style. I got medium boho knotless, but honestly these look pretty small, which is like good because the smaller the braids, the more expensive it is, and I love them. Like, the hair is so soft. The service was pretty good. There was 2 girls on my head. I went to an African, it was either, I think they were Haitian because they were speaking French, but I went to, well, I don't know if people in Africa speak French, so let me not speak on that, but I went to an African braiding salon. You know, they have multiple people on your head. The girl that was doing the back of my head, she was very gentle, very soft with my hair, taking her time. Like, she wasn't taking her time, but she wasn't like, she was like detangling my hair and like doing it properly. The girl that was on the front of my head, she was like trying to rip out chunks of my hair. Like, I had to stop her because she wouldn't comb through my hair before she braided it. She would just section it off, and then as she's braiding it, just like rip out. Like, I'm like, girl, you taking out all my hair. Like, but overall, the owner of the shop was really nice. There was a couple other people that were in the shop that had things going on, and she was so like accommodating and nice. And honestly, the girls out here are charging $500–600 for these damn braids. Okay, so when I did my research and I found someone, I couldn't find someone that would wash it and include the hair and have a reasonable price. Like, the people that include the hair and the wash, it was $580. I'm not paying $600 for no fucking braids. Like, I would rather stake myself to a cross than pay $600 for some braids. Are you insane? Are you insane? Like, are they never gonna come out of my head? Is this a permanent hairstyle? Like, what's tea? You know what I'm saying? What is tea? Anyway, got the hair braided. Didn't get my eyebrows done. The place was closed by the time I came home. So I'm still gonna have to get my eyebrows done. I ordered the lashes. I ordered the wax. I was reading the wax reviews all night because it seemed like it's a little complicated, but once you understand the temperature and the waxing beads to use and stuff like that, and you get comfortable and you read the instructions a little bit, it gets better. So I've just been doing my research on what the girls that have already ordered it did and going from there. So in other news, what else was there? Oh, y'all, I got almost 200 pages. This is, honestly, I'm proud of myself because my attention span is not there. And honestly, I wasn't loving this book to the point where like I couldn't put it down, but I was staying engaged. I got almost to page 200. I got to 188. So yeah, I got to like 188. So basically, this book is following the main character. Her name is Arwen, and she is a healer. Her mom brought her to the land of Amber, I think it is, when she was like 1 year old. She don't know who her daddy is, so of course he probably like magical or whatever, like some long lost princess, whatever. So she don't know who her daddy is. Her mom remarried to a man that was extremely abusive to her, but no one knew. So it was like, I don't know, it was kind of sad how she was like a healer her entire life, and when her stepfather would like physically abuse her, she would heal herself and not tell her siblings, because her siblings kind of idolized him, and the mother also had a warm, you know what I'm saying, he kind of was just mean to her, so she hid it from her family. And that broke my heart a little bit. Like that hit me in my little heart piece right here, you know what I'm saying. That was a little sad. But yeah, so her mom is also terminally ill. They don't know what the illness is, but she's come up with like a concoction that helps her mom at least be comfortable and be able to move around, whatever, even though she's sick. Her stepfather died. Her brother, so she has two siblings that are half siblings, that her mother had with her stepfather, and it's her younger sister who's like 13 and her younger brother who's 19 and she's 20. So her younger brother who's 19, he's in the military and he's currently away at war because another part of the country called the Onyx, they kind of like slaughtered the land and took over. So they have like magical creatures, they have the most wealth, they have the most people, they're like ruling the world. But apparently like each little where's the little map at? This map actually helps, because it helps you know what the hell's going on. So each little realm, if y'all can see, y'all can't see that damn map. Okay, that's better. Each little realm has their own king. So the Onyx King is the one that's like slaughtering and taking over. He's trying to take over the whole world. And I low-key think that everyone hates him because he's taking everything over. But I think it's one of them things where it's like the people are actually corrupt and he's trying to start a new world, even though he's not going about it the best way from the outside looking in. But I feel like there are secrets that we don't know about the people from different lands, or maybe this is like a revenge plot. Like, I don't know where we're going with this, but the politics of this is interesting, and I want to know more about the Onyx Court, because they got all the fairies, they got all the monsters, they got all the magical creatures. So it's fire over there. I'm trying to see what they have going on. But anyway, so Arwen's brother is away from the military. He fighting the Onyx King, fighting the Onyx soldiers, whatever. He ends up showing up and tries to get them to run away together because someone attacked him, and he ended up stealing off on some money on them. They left some money behind, so he tried to get his family and get them to start new. They're trying to escape the house. Child, she ends up having to go back to the house because they left the mama medicine. She got caught up with the soldiers. The soldiers have captured her. She kind of, I like the way she, you know, lured them into keeping her alive, because she's a healer. She's like, I could be of use. You have soldiers that are wounded, like, let me show you what I could do. They didn't kill her, they took her in, but now she's the healer for the Onyx soldiers, and she's over in the castle with the Onyx King, and she like locked up in the prison, and whenever they need a soldier healed, they have her come and heal the soldier. But there was this cellmate that was next to her, and he was kind of fine, and they had a little banter when she was having her panic attack. He kind of talked her down from it by being a little rude but being a little funny, and she realized like, this man is fine, like he's kind of fine, huh? So they kept having this little banter back and forth, but he kept leaving the cell. Like, he didn't have to stay there. Like, he wasn't really a prisoner. She was. She got to leave the cell too, but only when someone let her out. So I can't tell you what happened there, but yeah. So this is like a fantasy romance between her and him, and I don't want to really go into depth just in case y'all want to actually pick this book up, but I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was going on. The writing is very mid. Like, the writing is very mid, and I think that's why I was flying through it, because it's not like other fantasy books where it has like all these complicated words and all this world building where you have to know what the hell is going on. It's just straight and to the point, and I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not liking it, but I will say I'm having an okay time, but I am enjoying the fact that I'm flying through it. Like, the fact that I sat there and read like 50 pages in less than an hour was crazy to me. Like, I don't know if it's because the letters are big or less words on the page. I don't know. But to me, that's magic, because your girl don't read more than 50 pages. Don't read 50 pages in less than an hour. That's never happened. So yeah, I'm almost halfway through this book, and it's getting a little interesting. Some things going on, some things transpiring, and Arwen's an interesting character, but I wish she had a touch more personality. Like, if she just had a little, oh, look at these braids, y'all. Oh my god. If she just had a dab more of personality, I feel like I would enjoy the story more, because I'm not really a character driven reader, but I feel like all the cards are lining up to where I could love this, but it's just something missing. But I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. Like, if I had to rate it on a scale 1 through 10, I give it like a 6. I give it like a 6. It's like in between. Depending on how this goes, we can push towards a 7, or we can push down to a 5 and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, and we just keep rolling down the hill. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, this could push over to a 7 out of 10 or real down. But, you know, the romance has kind of started to kick up. So it's interesting. It was a little insta-lovey, a little like, you know, they're super attracted to each other type vibe. It wasn't like a slow build, slow burn, slow banter thing. It kind of just was like, you cute and you cute. And now we got this banter going on. But child, some of these things she's doing, now she's like introduced to the king and some of the onyx king, and some of these things she's doing, I'm just like, it just gives that TikTok I saw of this girl. If I can find it, I will put it in the screen.
I didn't want to eat with him, but I didn't have a choice. You look nice, he says. I say, but it's true, I do look nice. He'd forced me to wear a beautiful gown that was just my size, skinny, but I missed my old rags. They smelled like horse shit, but they were mine. I look down at my food. You've probably poisoned it, I say sassily, but he takes a bite just to prove to me he hasn't. So I try it. Damn, the food is just as good as it looks, which makes me angry. I don't eat his fancy food. He smirks at me, an evil, sexy smirk that shows off his pecs. Ugh, I can't keep thinking like this. He literally kidnapped me. I don't need him or his fancy evil castle or his fancy food or beautiful dresses or the fact that they brushed my hair for the first time in 5 years. I don't need this. I'm an independent warrior girl. I hunt for myself and I always will. I'll plot my escape just as soon as he stops looking at me with those piercing, beautiful eyes.
But it was of this girl that was explaining like the mid-2000s YA fantasy female main character, and this is giving that TikTok. Like, I could not describe it better than that. I mean, I'm not saying I hate it, because Throne of Glass is very much that TikTok, but it's similar to that TikTok. It couldn't be more well explained. Like, the things that she's doing, I'm just like, huh? Like, she slapped the king. Like, they were going back and forth, having a banter, and she slapped the dog piss out of the king. I've never, like, girl, you ain't slapping the king and keeping your hands. To me, that's crazy. Or, like, I don't know, just like some of the things, the interactions they're having, I'm just like, girl, this is the king, the onyx king, that is like having war meetings and torturing people and killing people. You mean to tell me y'all just had a foot race to jump in the water together? To me, well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's some things, these interactions she's having with the king, where I'm just like, okay. And I low-key think eventually there's going to be a love triangle, because she keeps mentioning like her childhood best friend who she always was attracted to, and I feel like he's going to come back and be like, you're not the same girl I knew growing up, or he's going to be like some magical thing or whatever. I'm interested in seeing how it goes. I'm halfway through. It's straight. That's all I can say, is it's straight. But what's the name? Where is that book at? Oh, there it go. I'm not gonna hold y'all. This book has low-key been calling to me for like the past 2 weeks, and I kind of want to pick it up. it just feels so good in hand. I'm glad I got paperback because I was teetering on hardcover just because of the cover of this book. But this paperback, I like the way it feels. So Daughter of No World has been calling to me. So maybe, because this glow up is going to be stretched out because I don't plan on putting this up anytime soon. Ciao. So yeah, maybe I can finish this up and then start this because yeah, I'm feeling this. And I also want to continue on Reign and Ruin. I want to get further into that. Now that has a lot of politics in it and I was really enjoying that, but I really need to actually sit down and read it. So yeah, we're just gonna have like a mix of like fantasy, romance, and then we might touch on this girl right here. Maybe not say that. We might touch on this book right here as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I guess we'll find out together. Okay, so yeah, I told y'all we doing DIY and this to glow up. Brows will be done tomorrow. Talk to you guys about the animes I'm watching, but I think I'll just update y'all with that tomorrow because it's late. Your girl's tired and I'm hungry. So I'll update y'all on the animes I'm watching tomorrow after I get my eyebrows done. Okay, what's up, little island? Okay, so y'all gonna have to get used to the fofo because we got the big fofo right now. We got the big fofo right now. Okay, embrace her. Okay, you know, embrace her. All right, but my hair is still tight. You know, if you a black girl and you get braids, you already know the first like week it's slim pickings for what you can do with your hair, but after that it gets fun because you can do different styles. And I really want to go to beauty supply store so I can get more, I don't know, just like clips and stuff. Like when I have options, I just be doing fun stuff with my hair. And I really want to get maybe like knotless after this because I love when I have knotless braids because I just do so much fun stuff with my hair. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. So yeah, and I'm thinking of making a barrette box. Did y'all have a bobo, like all my black girls, did y'all have a bobo box? Like a box that had all the barrettes and different like things your mom used to do with your hair and you would bring it to her before she did your hair? Let me know in the comment section below if y'all had a bobo box because I did. And I'm trying to get that again now that I'm an adult because I love doing my hair in different styles. But I got the brows did. The wax and the lashes should get here soon and I'm a little bit nervous but I'm excited to try something new, so we'll see how it goes, child. But I'm just here to tell y'all about some of the animes I'm currently watching. So you know, if you don't like animes or you really don't care about this, I always have the timestamps for y'all where you can skip around, do whatever you want because you don't gotta stay where you don't want to stay, you know what I'm saying? But for my anime black girls and just my anime girls and guys, she, they, them, all the genders in between that love anime, let me tell you about some of the animes I'm currently watching. So I started the new season of Jujutsu Kaisen, even though I got spoiled for 2 big deaths, but it's okay. I'm just gonna move past that. I started Maid-sama because I was in the mood to watch something like funny and romantic, and everyone on TikTok was recommending Maid-sama, which is like an older anime where the president of this high school, who's like very serious, very bossy by the book, she works at a maid restaurant as like a part-time thing. I didn't even know what the hell a maid restaurant was, but apparently like maid cosplay is very common, I think, in animes or in Japan culture in general. I don't know, but she works at this maid restaurant where she cosplays as a maid, and in order to help her family because her family's struggling, and her arch nemesis in the high school finds out that she works there and he keeps coming there and messing with her, and I like their banter. So I'm enjoying that one. That's just something silly and fun. I'm also watching this anime called Kakuyori Bed and Breakfast for Spirits. So this one is following a main character who all her life she could always see ghosts, and her grandfather kind of showed her how to her grandfather and her mother kind of showed her how to navigate through seeing spirits and what spirits to trust, what spirits not to trust. And usually she feeds the spirits, like gives them food, and she's a really good cook. And her mother ended up passing, so she was raised by her grandfather, and her grandfather he would go in between realms, like he would travel to different realms. He would go to like the magical realm, and he would go to like the human realm, and just different realms with different magical creatures. And you know how in animes they always like reference someone's parent or someone's like loved one or friend or whatever, and they were like, oh, he was such a great guy, oh, we loved him so much. That's not the case over here. Like her grandfather was such a trickster and someone that people love and hate. So every time they mention her grandfather in this magical world, they say like, oh, he was such a gambler, he was such a trickster, he was such a whatever. But he lived very, very freely, and he had a lot of friends, and he really was genuinely a good person. But child, there was something that happened. So even though he was a good person, he gambled a lot. I don't know if I don't believe this is true. I feel like there's more to the story, but he gambled and he lost a bet, and his bet was so big that he had to, I guess, gamble her. So he gambled his granddaughter, he gambled like the guardianship, or he gambled his granddaughter's hand in marriage to like the king. He's not a king, but basically the king over there in the magical world. So he basically came to confiscate the prize or whatever. She got brought over to the magical world, and he basically told her like, your grandfather lost a bet, her grandfather now has passed, your grandfather lost a bet, so he gave me your hand in marriage, so what's tea? And she was like, I don't want to do that. Actually, I don't want to marry you, I don't know you, and I don't want to do that. But she said, I can cook, like, let me work here, let me work at a restaurant, whatever. But all of the magical creatures there do not like humans, so they're not trying to let her work. So she said, okay, I'll open my own restaurant. So she opened her own restaurant, and it's just another cooking show. Like, y'all know I love animes that have girls with guns, and I love animes that have cooking. So those are like my two favorite types of animes, and this is just like a very fun magical cooking anime. And her and the king are getting closer, so it's just cute. Like, I don't know, it's just cute. There's so many cute little creatures in this show, and I just love it. Like, there's this tiny little spirit that looks like a turtle and a duck mixed together. He looks like a very cutesy version of like Squirtle from Pokemon, and he likes cucumbers, and he follows her around and asks her for cucumbers. It's just so cute. Like, it's a bed and breakfast. She has her own restaurant. She's trying to make her own way, trying to pay off her grandfather's debt so she don't have to marry this king. But I'm like halfway through that. I think I'm like on episode 12. I'm really enjoying that one. I also started Ranking of Kings, the Treasure Chest of Courage. So this one, I think I'm on episode 6. I got a little bit into this one. So this one is following the main character named Boji, and he's deaf and he's also mute, but he's next in line to take over the throne. His father also strongly suggests and strongly says, his father, who is currently the king, strongly says that I want Boji to be the next king in line. Like, it's not up for debate. But everybody around him is like, he cannot fight, he's not politically savvy, doesn't speak, and he can't hear, so like, how is he gonna be the king? But it just shows like his little character. He's so cute. He shows like his character. He's very sweet, he's very kind, and he ends up making this friend that was an assassin, but it's like he's not like an actual person, he's like a magical thing, like a creature. He ends up making friends with him because he can understand him, and now he's on like this great adventure to find his friend, because they had started a little friendship, and then his friend got sent away, so now he's going to go find his friend. And it's just like basically just following him coming into age of being a king. There's a lot of betrayals, and his brother is now also dealing with some dark and twisted magical stuff. It's just very interesting, and the anime style is very different from anything I've ever seen, but the main character is just so precious, and there's a lot of betrayals and underlying political things that are happening and magical things that are happening. So I'm also really enjoying that. It's just very wholesome, very sweet, but it's also dark and twisted, you know, a little mix. Those are the three animes I'm currently watching, or full anime. So Jujutsu Kaisen, Maid-sama, The Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, and Ranking of Kings. So those are the full animes I'm currently watching. I'm trying to get further into it, or at least finish a couple of them, because Ranking of Kings has 10 episodes, so I can probably finish that one because it's newer. And then The Bed and Breakfast, I think I'm on like episode 12, so I'm like halfway through. I think there's like 24 episodes. I think I'm about to get close to the end of the first season. But those are all the animes that I'm watching. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys my donut that I just got. Okay, so today was a very long day, child, but I'm gonna find a way to woosah and kumbaya. But I ended up going to Dunkin' Donuts and I got a little mango smoothie, and I also got a cute little, look at that, a cute little donut. It's a little heart. I love it. So I just want to show you guys it. I wanted to show you it before I ate it because it just looked so cute. I know it's probably just gonna be super sugary or whatever, but I love it. I think it's adorable. It's currently February. I don't know when this video is gonna go up because I'm not really putting a timestamp on it. I just want to talk to you guys and hang out, and I've already planned on my videos for February, so no clue when this is coming out. But it has filling. That's really good. I used to hate when donuts had filling in them. It was something about biting into something thinking it's dry and then it being wet. There was something about that I didn't like. But now that I'm older, it doesn't really bother me. That was really good because the filling was like sweet and it wasn't like an overpower. I don't like when it gushes, like if it's something that overpowers the pastry itself, like it's too much filling. I don't like that. I don't like that. But that's good. It's sweet and it's yummy. So I'm gonna eat that. And I'm currently still watching the Bed and Breakfast for Spirits, so I'm gonna keep watching that, hang out. I just did a mask and I'm just like winding down for the night. But I just want to check in with you guys, talk to you guys about some of my animes I'm currently watching. See y'all in the next clip. Bye. You guys, I have an announcement. After the camera figures out what realm we're in, baby, focus on me. Come on, you can do it. I know you're tired and Levi just jumped up here. All right, so I have some news. What do you want? This shit is not even focusing. Girl, what you got going on? Hold on, y'all. Okay, so I have some. Do I have to turn you off, sister? Get it together. Okay, so I have some news. I did something crazy. I canceled my nail appointment. I canceled my nail appointment. And I just lost 2 nails. I canceled my nail appointment and I bought a whole bunch of DIY stuff. And the crazy thing is, I still had $100 left over after. Because my budget was set for my nail appointment. But then I was like, you know what? I'm a buck. I'm going to buck. I literally just canceled my nail appointment and just bought everything I need for pedicures, for waxing, for nails, for everything. Literally, I just like, I'm gonna do it myself. This year, it's like, I'm gonna do it myself. Because these girls have lost their minds. Lashes used to be fun. They used to be $50 to $80, $100 tops. These girls are charging $200 now for lashes. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? Hold on, actually, let me, I feel like, you know, I'm just gonna apologize. If we in and out of focus, it's not my fault. I don't know what this camera got going on. But, yeah, are you stupid? You want me to pay $200 for you to put some lashes on? I can do it myself. And matter of fact, I will do it myself. So we have a whole bunch of stuff on the way. Like, it was just crazy to me because I just was like, maybe I should take a break. I think I'm gonna take a nail break for the next like 3 months until my birthday because I just don't care. Like, I would rather keep my money. Like, I love my nail tech. I love talking to her. She is extremely creative. I've never seen someone as talented as her, and she deserves every coin she get. But for right now, she ain't getting no more of my coin. Okay? That's just what it is. That's just what it is, y'all. But we got some stuff here, and it's gonna be a whole plethora of more stuff coming. Like, the nail shop will never see me again. They will never hear me ask for a pedicure ever again. Okay, so here's what we got. Okay, so here's what we got. I got the lashes. I got a little box. Okay, she don't want to focus. I got the lashes. I glue. I got the little tweezer thing. I don't really use these. Even when I put my regular lashes on with my wings, I don't use tweezers. I just use my hands. Even before I used to get long nails, I just use my hands. I'm not a tweezer girl, but I got it because I see that's what all the DIY girls is doing. And I also got, oh my god, this camera don't want to focus. Levi is trampling all over my legs. I also got lash glue remover. Getting your lashes removed, what is going on, sister? Getting your lashes removed used to be $10. It's $40 now. When I went to get my lashes removed, and that lady said my total was $35. I said, $35 for who? Who's paying $35? It was $10. It used to be $10 to get your lashes. And I don't even have that many lashes. I'm like, $35? Girl, don't even worry about it. I'll take care of it. Don't you fear not. This is our DIY era. Because you look good, you feel good. That is my mantra. But you know what looks even better when my bank account is up? Y'all ain't taking all my damn money. I don't know what world you living in. I'm a budget girl, okay? If it ain't in budget, I ain't getting it. And the budget is getting a little bit too high on some of these maintenance things. And let me mess around and learn how to braid my own hair. Then it's going to really be up. And that's on period. So we got everything we need for the lashes. I got stuff coming for wax, for pedicure, for nails, for everything. Because no. Your girl is fed up, okay? So I'm thinking about waking up early tomorrow after I go to the gym and attempting to put these on my eyeballs. I feel like I should film the process of this, but I'm a little bit scared because I don't know how the hell this is going to come out, and I really need to focus. But I will take you guys along with me. So let me charge my camera battery so she can get her stuff together before tomorrow, child, because I don't know what she got going on. So I will see you guys in the next clip, okay? What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's up, what's up, what's up? So, the hair is did. I did 2 big braids on the side and 2 ponytails. And I pinned the ponytails back with the 2 big braids. Couple of beads, couple of butterflies. Good to go. Now, I have been procrastinating doing this because I'm scared. Okay, yeah, it looks simple enough, but I feel like this is going to take a lot of concentration, and I'm currently in the middle of doing a 24-hour readathon, and I was thinking about pausing the book that I'm reading and starting the audiobook for Daughter of No World, but because they have it on Scribd, child, it's ever end now, whatever. They have it on my bra strap showing. They have it on Everend now, and I was going to, but I think I want to get further into the book that I'm reading for this 24-hour readathon, so I'm going to listen to that while I do these, attempt to do these lashes. I found some maps to follow, but these strips look wider than like the tutorials that I saw. For some reason theirs just look so much smaller, and I do them with my fingers. Like, I've never used tweezers before, and I don't know if I'm supposed to, like, I don't know. I'm gonna try. We're gonna experience this together. I'm gonna film it, but my main focus is gonna be making sure my lashes don't look crazy. I have a tactic, I have a map, I have the lash glue, I have the lashes, and I'm not spending $200. Okay, we're gonna figure this out together, little island. We'll see if I end up using this. But yeah, I'm gonna listen to this audiobook. I'm currently listening to Black Leopard, Red Wolf, and baby, I don't know what's going on. Actually, I do know what's going on now, but I just it's an acquired taste, I believe. But I'm gonna keep trugging on through, child. We almost 40% through that book, so we just gonna thug it out. Okay, so I'm gonna set up like a ring light right here so I can have better lighting, and we're gonna hope for the best. Okay, see you guys in the next clip, hopefully with some lashes that aren't crooked. All right, bye. Oh Lord, I'm scared.
Oh, that's the way we make it. Baby, what you wanna do? I'm ready to pull up on you. I'm ready to do what I do. This type shit have you wildin'. That's limit shit to the highest. Drip, drip, drip when you sliding. Flip, 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 baby, ride it. Don't hesitate when you get it, cause you know I like it. Taking up a date for you. Sweet, but then you get when you bite it. Can't just keep talking about it. We've been too often about it. Can't just be cautious about it. I wanna get wild. Take me for a ride, boy. Show me your outside, boy. Know it's been a while, boy. I wanna get wild. I wanna drive you crazy. Pull up inside me, baby.
Okay, little island, this is how we looking. if y'all can see, but okay, the lashes are done. I think I did pretty good. It was honestly, it was easier to do the right eye because my lashes on my right eye are longer, so like my actual lashes kind of determined how the lashes turned out, and I think I did pretty good. Like, you know, they're not perfect. Oh wait, yeah, they're not perfect, but the thing is, I have all the things I need to fix them. If I want to change something, or if I want to add some lashes in, make them fuller, baby, lash techs may never see me again. Because I still have the glue, I have the tweezers. All I would have to keep doing is buy the lash extensions themselves. And whenever I run out of glue, I would buy more glue, but like everything else. And then I also got the remover. Provides gentle, easy removal for wisps and bond and seal. So I can even remove my lashes by myself. Removing lashes for a lash tech, like a lash appointment, used to be $10. Actually, when I first started going, it used to be $5. Then it went up to 10, and then they straight jumped to 35. Like, I don't even know how we went from 10 to 35, but most of the time when I go to get my lashes removed, I wait until like I only have like maybe like 3 little sections left. So it's not even like you're removing a full set. And for me to pay $40 just for you to do that, to me, it's crazy. Like, they don't use the same remover. The remover that they use is harsher because of the type of glue that they use, but because this is for like bond and seal lashes, this is the type of glue that I'm gonna use. But $40 to remove some lashes is crazy. And like I told y'all, when I first started getting my lashes done, it would be like 50. I mean, like the first time you go would be the most expensive. You're talking like 70, 80. When you go for refill, it'd be like 30, 40. Then we started getting to full sets, would be 100. You go for refill, it would be 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever. Now we're at 180 for a full set, and the refills aren't even that much less anymore. Like before, it was like your most expensive set would be the first time that you go, because you're getting a full set, you're getting completely brand new lashes. But when I go back and I still have a majority of my lashes, it's supposed to be cheaper. They're charging like $200 now to do them, and then to get a refill, it's like $130. No thank you. Like, is it my DIY era? Maybe. Mayhaps. Speaking of DIY, in the next couple of days, the rest of our packages will get here. I ordered a ton of stuff. I ordered everything I needed to do my own pedicures. I ordered press-on nails because I'm taking a break from nails until like my birthday. I ordered wax. I ordered the stuff to put on after the wax. Like, baby, we are saving our coin. Like, and like, you mean to tell me rent is going up, bills are going up, food is going up, everything is expensive as hell, and just doing maintenance that's supposed to be like the calming part of everything is going up? Y'all can kiss my ass, because one thing about me, I grew up doing crafts. So we're gonna be doing some crafts on ourselves, because no, like, I'm not spending $200 to get no damn lashes. That is, to me, that is absolutely bonkers. So the pack of lashes was like $5. The glue was like $5. You know what I'm saying? So I spent like less than $20 to get everything I needed to do multiple lash sets. You will never hear from me again. Okay? Yeah. But I will see you guys in the next clip, because I'm about to head to a cafe so I can get some editing done. But I just want to update you guys on the lashes. Honestly, it was pretty fun doing the lashes. It was a little bit more difficult with the left because my lashes are shorter, and like holding the tweezers was like weird. I was questioning if I even needed the tweezers, but you definitely need the tweezers, because it's how you like seal the lashes like together on your eyeball. So yeah, you definitely need those. And honestly, it was pretty simple. You put the lash bond on, You slap the lash extensions on one by one. You stagger them however you want. I doubled mine. I did one layer and then I doubled another layer behind the lashes. And if I want to add more in, I can just add more in. You will never hear from me again. So, and that took like not even that long. Usually it takes me like 3 hours, 2-3 hours for a lash appointment. And I have to drive there and back. So we talking like 4 hours out of my day. And $200 out of my pocket. No thanks. 2024, we're being smarter with our money, baby. We're surviving this inflation together, one DIY at a time. Okay, see y'all in the next clip. Y'all, just closed one vlog and I just remembered I need to update this one. I have so much stuff to show y'all. So as I said, I am in my DIY era. I am in my DIY era, okay? Let me show y'all what I got, okay? Whew. First thing I got, we have a pedicure spa. Salons will never see me again. We have pedicure at home. We have water at home. I also got a little kit. I got a little kit that has all the little nooks and crannies. All the little nooks and crannies. All the They don't want to scrub a dub. They don't be scrubbing hard enough for me no more. So I got literally a little kit. I got everything in here that I need. Okay? Don't even worry about it. I got everything in here I need. I'm only waiting on one more thing for the pedicure stuff. And it is like a foot mask. I think you put your foot in the mask or whatever, and then it makes your feet soft. I think it like peels though, so it takes like 2 weeks for it to peel. I don't give a damn. I want my feet to feel like the ass of a baby. Like, I can do this stuff. So we got that. I also got, I got cuticle oil and all of the top coats and all that stuff for my pedicure. I know they put like a coat down as the base, and then they put the gel, and then they put the top coat. I got that, okay? Then we got white nail polish, because honestly, it's either gonna be this, baby blue, or bubble pink. I don't really get too many other crazy colors. Like, I keep it simple. So we have white. I also got gel polish remover, so you just have to file the top of the polish, and then you put this stuff on and it peels off the gel. So no, because I was gonna get like a little drill and all this stuff. I didn't need all that. This works it works actually better from what the reviews I saw. I also got my what is it called, my UV lamp. So when I do my toes, I put my foot under for the gel. So we have our UV lamp for the toes. And I also got press-on nails, because like I told y'all, I'm not getting my nails done until my birthday. We stacking our bread. Y'all said y'all want to see more hot girl reading videos. Traveling costs money. So when I sit down and I do my budget, something gotta go. And it's the nails. And it's all this other shit. They're not about to drive me crazy. They're not about to take my whole damn check. Ain't no way. So I got press-on nails. I just got something simple, if y'all can see. Just some little pink almond shaped nails with some bling bling on it, you know what I'm saying, bling blingy bling. So we got that, and I believe that's it. That's everything that I have so far. So I'm probably gonna do my nails tonight, either tonight or tomorrow. Pedicure will probably happen over the weekend. I'm still waiting for the foot stuff to get here, but baby, we ready. Okay, we are ready. I have not touched Dawn of Onyx in weeks. Like, and honestly, the crazy thing is, I know I could just sit down and just read this book, because it, like I told y'all, it's a really fast read. But you know who's been calling to me? Hello, she's been calling, and I might just answer. And you know what? When I checked on Scribd, it's called Everend. I don't want to say that. That shit sounds, it don't sound stupid, but it's just like, it's Scribd. It's Scribd to me still. So I checked on Scribd, and they have the audiobook for this. So I'm feeling like we could get into another little fantasy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling like we can get into another fantasy. How y'all feeling about that? I'm thinking I'm gonna start this tomorrow. You know, nails tomorrow, start this tomorrow, and we can just get the ball rolling. But I do need to finish up Dawn of Onyx because I don't have much left for that book. But I'm in the middle of like 5 videos right now. So, yeah. But she's next on the docket. I love the way this book feels. I hope I like it. Because the cover, like, bro, the cover really does eat. Really hoping I like it. Because Rachel loved it. Olivia loved it. I've been seeing some people read this book and love it. And I'm like, I love when I love something that other people love. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen often. But when I read something that other people really love too, it's fun. It's fun to join in. But I ain't going to fake the funk. So we're going to see how it goes. We'll start that tomorrow. But that's all I have to update y'all on. I will see you in the next clip. Bye. Ooh, cha-wally wally. Ooh, cha-bang bang. Why am I singing that song as soon as I get on here? What's up, y'all? Y'all, these braids is holding up. And I'm going to tell you a secret. All my black girls, come hither. If you get boho, knotless, goddess braids, whatever, the secret is, one, for the little pieces that stick out, the little curly pieces, you have to get human hair. If you get synthetic hair, it's gonna tangle and you're gonna be looking crazy. Number 2, at night, wrap your head in a scarf. Step 1. Step 2, separate it into 4 sections and plait them 4 sections. Foolproof. Like, this is the longest, like, within a week with some boho, goddess, whatever braids, they be looking real frizzy and you be looking real crazy. But you know, with this type of style, when it gets a little rough, honestly, the braids look better. And if you style it and you get the little extra decorations and stuff, you could really give, like, I meditate and I kumbaya. You could be giving Lenny Kravitz, and you know what I'm saying, we be giving that vibe. But I'm just here to talk about Dawn of Onyx. So I finished Dawn of Onyx. Child, I had a piece of paper. This is the thing with my brain. When something's in my head, I have to write it down as soon as I think about it. And the bad thing about that is I usually write it down on sticky notes or like loose paper. And then sometimes I can't find it. And I think this is one of the cases where I lost what I was writing about this, because I had it on a little piece of paper and I can't find a little piece of paper. See, all of these, from me, just my brain. Like, if I don't write it down, it's gonna drive me crazy. So yeah, I can't find the paper that I have my notes on. And I also can't find the paper for another video I'm hoping I can find, because I had, yeah, my little brain. My little brain. Poor little brain. But yeah, I had wrote down so many notes and I cannot find that damn paper. It's gone, y'all. I believe it's gone. She's no longer with us. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Oh, I think this is it. Is this it? Oh, I found it. Oh, I found it. Brain just can't sit still. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for the other paper later. Anyway, I found the paper. But okay, so I have some, but most of the notes on this paper is for the other book that I started, which is Daughter of No World. So let's start with, where is she? Okay, let's start with Dawn of Onyx. Like I told y'all from the beginning, it's not like I was hating it, but it's not like I was enjoying it. But I will say it's very fast to read. Like, it's not like it's fast paced, but it was so easy to sit down and read this. Like, when I was getting my hair done and I sat down and read almost half of this book, I was like, who is she? Because my attention span do not be there, like, at all. And if I tried doing that with Fourth Wing and I could not get into it. But this one, I got deep into this book while I was getting my hair braided. And Dawn of Onyx, like I told y'all, it was mid to me. Like, I didn't really, it was neither here nor there. But then I looked on Spotify and they had the audiobook for it. So I was like, bro, I had like 40% left of the book. So I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and knock this guy out. So I went ahead and knocked this guy out, and I started hating it. I wasn't hating it, but I was rolling my eyes a lot. Like, I think when I was reading it physically, I would have just said it was mid. I would have given it 3 stars. But listen to the audiobook, it just really just went downhill from there. I think I'm gonna land this on like a 2.5, between a 2 to a 2.5. It wasn't all of that. Okay. Some of my notes here, I'm gonna start off with things that I like, because usually I put things that I like at the last part, so that it's not like a whole bunch of things that I hate, but it's more things that I hate than more things that I liked. So I'm just gonna say the thing I like first. So the number one thing, the thing that I liked with Arwen, I think that's her name, Arwen, was the fact that she was training. Like, the girl was putting in her work. She was training on the side, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't just only pining after the king. Like, she also was like, she was healing people. She was learning to fight. She was doing all these things. She was building alliances. She was getting to know the history. Like, she was very much, you know, putting her hands in the pot, like stirring that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. But she was giving me like, what's the first character in A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book? Feyre. She was giving me Feyre vibes. I could not put her up against, you know that Spider-Man meme? Where they both pointing at each other and they both the same person. Feyre and Arwen are one and the same. Okay, they are one and the same. And she just gives me that vibe. Like, if you've read A Court of Thorns and Roses, you know what I'm talking about. Feyre. Okay? And her and the king together were giving me, oh, I'm supposed to be saying things I like. Let's move on, y'all. Let me see on my other notes if anything I say is something I like. Okay, no, that was it. That's the only thing I had to say about things that I like. I like that. I also like, I will say I like the politics. I like that there were different types of creatures, because let's be real, I am so sick of fae. Like, I think we've had enough. I think we've had enough books with fae, fairies, all this. Unless it's black fae. If it's black fae, then we need more of that. But other than that, wrap it up. All the white faes and all, wrap it up, because we have enough of those books. I would love for people to start tapping into, I put this in my notes, I want the authors to start tapping into nymphs, werven shifters. We don't have no werven shifter romance. How fire would that be? Sphinxes, pixies, harpies, giants. Like, there are so many other different types of magical creatures. Like, can y'all mix it up? Like, I would love a nymph like book. And I'm pretty sure nymphs are just like fae, but they're more like woodland creatures. We need that. Like, we need something with like a woodland fae nymph, or a werven shifter, or like, you know what I'm saying? Please, like, this was a little bit different. I'm not gonna give it away because that's a spoiler, but some of the shifters in here, we had some dragon shifters, we had some, you know, creepy creatures in the woods and whatever. That was pretty cool. I like the separation between like all of the cities, like onyx, amber, whatever. It was easy for my brain to follow because they were named after like basically colors, so my brain wasn't having to work too much of an overtime situation there. But yeah, I would love for authors to start tapping in their magical bags, because there are more creatures than just fairies. Like, I know y'all have it in you. Please give us more. And when I read the book, whatever that book was, we read for the book club. If you don't follow me, follow my book club and join us on our island. It was like the ballerina one, and her love interest was this beautiful demon that could conjure up poisonous flowers. I need him in a book as the main character. I need his backstory so badly. Like, I low-key want to DM the author and be like, please get in your bag, sister, and make that character, give him his own book. And I want to hear everything about him and his magical abilities, because it was dark, it was different, it was poisonous. It was like we need more of that. Like, I need more love interests that aren't just some brooding man with a different color eyes and dark hair. Like, oh my god, every single love interest got dark hair and dark eyes, or dark hair and different color eyes. Like, hang it up. Like, please hang it up. Okay. let me see what else I had to say about this book. Yeah, they were giving me minor Bryce and Hunt teas, like Bryce and Hunt core. It was giving me Bryce and Hunt core because it just was like a little bit cringy, a little bit you know what I'm saying? They weren't as annoying as Bryce and Hunt, because Bryce and Hunt make you want to viscerally throw up, but like I don't know how else to explain it. And I also put that although I like that she learned how to fight, I feel like her learning how to fight was something that the author added in after she wrote the book. Like, she wrote the book and there was a scene where she was like this badass fighting assassin girl, and then she was like, wait, I never had any training sequences with her. So then she went back and added it in, like, okay, this is what we're gonna fall back on for when you question me and ask me how she know how to fight. It was like it was added in after. It wasn't believable. Like, baby, no one's believing you. No one is believing you. I said if I took a shot every time she said bleeding stones, I'd be drunk as hell. And I'm not even drinking this year. Well, maybe until my birthday. We'll see. But right now I'm not drinking. And bleeding stones, oh my stones, oh my stones. Like, baby, I got a stone for you. I got a stone. I'm about to crack it with another stone, start a fire, and light this book on fire. Hi, baby. It was driving me crazy. I will say, I hate dumbass main characters. I hate main characters that are supposed to be leading the pack and don't have no coof. Like, you mean to tell me you are in this dark land and you know this forest is dangerous, and yet you feel the need to go out there in the middle of the night without anyone knowing you're going there and think you're gonna get out alive? Like, for me, if you tell me there's a dark forest over there and there's creatures in there that could kill you, I'm not going over there. I'm like, noted. You won't see me in the forest. But for you to be going to the forest for one specific item, and then you don't even bring your folks with you, you don't bring nobody with you, you don't tell nobody you're going out there. Like, to me, that was dumb. And then she get out there and she's giving us Snow White, very much singing to animals and reviving animals and all this. It was a little bit too much for me with the animals. Like, reviving the animals like she's Snow White up in there prancing around. You know, it was a bit too much. And it felt like it was just put there because later on it would benefit her. And that's exactly what happened. Later on it benefited her. I'm just like, child, okay. I put in here, he calls her Bird. He calls her Little Bird. I usually like pet names, but I was so tired of him calling her Bird. Like, shut the hell up. Like, that, I don't know. It was something about that. It was something about that. And that's basically all I have to say about this book. Like, I said all I have to say. We give it a 2.5. We call it a day. And I'll talk to y'all about this book when I come back, because I'm about to go to the movies. But I will say I am enjoying this one so far. So we on a good note with that one. So I will talk to y'all when I come back. But that's it. Okay? See you in the next clip. Bye. Whew. That was my first BTS comeback. Oh my god. Memories, memories, memories. But I am here because it is time. We have all of the things we need, little island. Let me show my Addie. Right here. So first thing we're gonna do the pedicure. The white toes have been there so long, it's damn near French tip. So it's time to get rid of those guys. So we're gonna do the pedicure, and then we will do the nails, because I want to be able to like really grip and do what I need to do before I put the nails on. So boom, we got this, we got that. I'm gonna touch up my lashes a little bit. I will say, leave her alone. I will say that I'm gonna look into getting like a secondary glue for the lashes, because I kind of have to touch them up every like 4 days, which honestly I will do that all day instead of paying $200 for some damn lashes and then having to pay $40 to get them taken off. Girl, go to hell. Yeah, so I'm gonna look to get a secondary glue, one that will like make it last maybe like 2 weeks instead of having to do it like every 4 days, because I just want something that I can sleep in, wake up, and be good for like a week or two. Not every 4 days. Or for the most part, it's easy to put on, easy to come off. It doesn't burn my eyes. It doesn't irritate my eyes. It's simple. So I wish I did this a long time ago. It would have saved me some coin. I do miss my girl, because I do like my lash tech, but her prices are pretty much the same, but it's just too expensive, and I have money moves I'm trying to make, so there's that. I got this. Basically this you put on your feet and you peel it off, but then I think it takes like 2 weeks to completely peel off the dead skin from your feet. Like I told y'all, I hate going to get a pedicure and my feet still be Brillo pad rough. Like, what did y'all do that cost $100? Because I don't see it. So we're gonna do this first. Well, no, you put your feet in the bubbly stuff first. So we're gonna use the foot bath first, then this, then we will put on the polish. And we have a lot of things here. I want to listen to Daughter of No Worlds while I do this, but I'm kind of just jamming out to my Spotify playlist, so I kind of just want to keep doing that, just keep the vibes going, because I'm about to start another video which will already be out, which is going to end up being the ultimate book video, but it's going to be the blackout edition, you know what I'm saying, the final video for Melanin Book Magic 2024. I'm gonna be doing that today after I get this stuff done. And once I finish Daughter of No World, I'm gonna close out the vlog. I wanted to update you guys on Daughter of No World, but I'll probably have to do that later. But so far I am enjoying it. I will say I was listening to Dawn of Onyx while at the same time I was reading this, and I really wasn't enjoying Dawn of Onyx like that. And it's kind of, it's not similar, but it has like almost the same vibes in a way. It's like a fantasy romance, you know, as Daughter of No Worlds. So I paused listening to this because it was starting to affect how I was enjoying Daughter of No Worlds, because from the beginning I was enjoying Daughter of No Worlds, but yeah, listening to Dawn of Onyx at the same time was kind of messing up my vibe. So I kind of paused it. And I've been listening to the audiobook while I've been at work, but I do want to sit down and physically read it as well today. But today's going to be a very chill day, aside from the video that I'm filming, but all the things I'm doing for that video, I'm excited for. If you haven't checked that video out, I will link it up here so you can. But let's get into our little DIY pedicure and nail moment, okay? See y'all in the next clip.
Coming from that pretty mouth, the truth is fitting. Cause you ain't never talking loud and you know plenty. You know what I'm talking about, cause you just get me. Yeah, you so pretty. If everything is dipped in gold, then baby it will never grow. Everything sweet ain't sugar coated. What a lie. What a lie. What a lie. What a lie. Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast when you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you doing what you want. What you want? My new bitch look like Tyler Perry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch front like Jackie Brown. I wanna know, but she too down.
ミイラだし、なんすると割れる可能性が。エジプトに送り返しちゃえ。なになに？泣いてる？もしかしてこれミイラの涙？
Oh my goodness, y'all. I just got done filming the sapphic romance recommendation video, and I was looking to import the ending clip for the glow up, and I only have 1 minute of it. I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know what the hell happened. So we're gonna go ahead and refilm this clip. Basically, I just hopped on here to tell you guys that I finished, where is it? That I finished Daughter of No World. So basically, like I was saying, I didn't even give y'all updates as I was reading this. I really was just listening to the audiobook while I was at work, but I finished her, and overall I give it like a 3.5. So let me give you a synopsis from my notes again of this book. Let's see. It's following the main character. Her name is Tazana, and her city was overtaken by like slave masters when she was really young. She ended up getting sold into slavery, and she has been using her magical abilities to, I think she's like a light bearer, slash illusionist, and she can also read emotions and read minds and stuff like that. So she's been using like the ability to conjure lights and show illusions to like entertain people, not like a circus, but like kind of, I guess. So she's been doing that, and her slave owner basically told her the amount of money that she would need to give him in order to buy her freedom, and she took that and she ran with it. She was like, hey, you don't gotta tell me twice. So she's been busting her ass to make her money. She ends up getting the money, and her main focus is to join the order, which is like a magical military. She wants to join the order and then come back, join the order, become really powerful, and come back and free the slaves. That's basically her whole motive around this entire book. And the thing is, to be able to join this magical military, aka the order, you have to start at a really young age. Like, you have to start and then have like a mentor for like 6 years. She's 21, so she is very far behind, and she's basically put with someone who refuses to train her. His name is Max. He comes from a very, very traumatic, dark past. He's kind of sheltered himself in his own little house where he just plants flowers all day, and that's all he does. He stays the hell away from everyone except his best friend. I think his name is Samarian, something like that. I'm gonna call him Sam. Besides his best friend, other than that, he's closed off. The order still technically is in control of him, but they've kind of like left him alone just because of the events of his life that happened. She gets paired with him. There is a huge language barrier. Like, there is the language barrier trope, which is one of my favorite tropes, and he does not want to help, also does not want to help her, like, at all. So she's in this big beautiful house with no help. She decides to start training herself. She starts working out by herself. She starts trying to read the books, because obviously the books are in a completely different language. She doesn't know what the hell is going on. But I liked her drive. I liked her initiative. I liked that she was trying really hard, and just the magical system in this was really different. There was a lot of magical abilities that I, especially towards the end, that I thought was so interesting. Hearing about Max's past was like insane. It was so just finding out why he's closed himself off from everybody in the end was so insane. Like, I still am thinking about that. But one thing about this author, because she's the same author that wrote, that wrote Serpent of Wings and Night, she knows how to write the hell out of an ending. And honestly, I was writing on a 3-star. I was enjoying the beginning, but like I told y'all in the last clip, I was reading it at the same time of Dawn of Onyx, and I wasn't really feeling her, so reading it at the same time was affecting how I was enjoying this book. So I kind of put a pause on it to come back with a clear mind. And I was riding on a 3-star with this one, but that ending was so interesting. It was giving very much Jacqueline Hyde, very much like split personality. Like, just the magic in this was so interesting, and I'm really, really intrigued to see where this story goes, because I feel like this is just the start, and all of these covers eat. I'm really interested to see what Tazana gets up to next. And obviously the military is corrupt. When is it not? When is it not? So obviously she's trying to join the order for her own motives, which is like a very justified reason, obviously, because she grew up mistreated and brutalized, and as a slave and as an entertainer, she was not respected or treated well at all. And she has a very traumatic past, but she's motivated to stop all of it, and she will stop at no means to make that happen. So I put in my notes that there's 2 different types of people. There's a Sonari who have really powerful magic, and they usually end up joining the order. And then there is, what's the other people? The Valentine. I think the Valentine, they're powerful, but they're usually like albino and they're usually owned by slave masters. So they have, honestly, they probably have more magical ability than they let on, but because they're enslaved, they don't really have the opportunities that the Sonari have. There is also stratagrams that are used to control power for the Sonari. So like they use it to like wield their power and use it in a specific direction, and the order uses like really crazy twisted ways of like manipulating and using magic and overusing the Sonari in general. Even if they are willing to join the order, it gets very crazy, it gets very dark, it gets very corrupt. I did really enjoy the ending, which is where the 0.5 came from, honestly, child, because like I said, it was right on the 3, but I still was interested in the story. Even if the ending wouldn't have hit the way it did, I still would have continued on because the story was really interesting, and the direction that it took, I'm intrigued. Like I'm tuned in. However, I feel like what I'm about to say is gonna feel like that TikTok that I always see. I'll insert it so y'all know what I'm talking about.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Nancy.
Nancy, that's my mom's name.
My dad named me after my great aunt who was a slave.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But it's something about a white main character being a slave and making it, obviously I don't want to say their whole personality because that's insane to say, but essentially making it their whole personality. And she's like parading around, showing her back and showing these scars. It's something about that I don't like. I don't know how to articulate my issue with it or how to pinpoint it without sounding insane, but I will say it rubs me the wrong way. Obviously, slavery is not only secluded to black people, and black people should have never been enslaved to begin with, but it's something about making a main character white and making her a slave and showing like her slash marks and making that like something that she uses as like a party conversation. Like she's showing up to parties with the back of her dress completely showing, because it's kind of like a middle finger to the structure of this world, which I understand, but showboating it and like making it her whole, I don't know how to explain it. Like it makes sense and it's justified for her wanting to free the slaves and having that drive behind her because of how she was manipulated and hurt as a child.
Every black and brown person out of this country, then whose oppression do your white fantasy characters plan on cosplaying?
Oh, that's
in the sense that like,
but it's just something about that just puts a bad taste in my mouth. I obviously don't even like reading books that have black main characters as in a slavery setting or connected to magic that is solely from slavery. I don't like that. I just don't like slavery as a whole, and obviously no one likes that, but it was just something about a white woman having whip marks on her back and showing up at parties and constantly showing her back, constantly, like, it was something about that just rubbed me the wrong way, that was just like kind of getting on my nerves. It's giving very much you want to be oppressed so bad, but obviously this is not set in our world, so I just kind of took it with I kind of just like let it ride out, because it's like, this is not set in our world and this is not like a woe is me moment. It's kind of just like what her life was, so I get that, but like I said, I don't know how to articulate my issue with that, but I will say it was something that was bothering me, so there's that. But I don't know, I feel like I enjoyed it definitely more than Dawn of Onyx. I definitely enjoyed this more than Dawn of Onyx. I'm really interested to see where the story goes. I really want to read more of this book or of this series and see where it goes, because the powers are just so cool and I'm really ready to see her build off of this. I honestly do feel like this could have been at least 100 pages shorter. Like these authors need to pay for their crimes, honestly, because like this wording, like if I would have read this physically, I would have lost my mind, because the letters are small as hell. She always uses this tiny ass font, and it's like, how many pages is this? How many damn pages is this? This is like 500 pages and the font is the size of an ant. Like, where are we going with this, sister? To me, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. But in the end, like I said, I did enjoy it. I will be continuing on with the series. Those are my gripes with it. That is the synopsis of it. I'm giving it to y'all again because I've already talked about this and I lost the clip. Nevertheless, I really need to close this vlog. I did okay, I did end up getting the wax kit, but this vlog is already long enough and I don't want to drag y'all on for any longer than I need to, so I'm just here to close this clip. We finished 2 books. We learned how to do our lashes. We learned how to, we got our hair done, we got our brows done, we did all the things. And like I said in the last clip, I put the thumbs back on, but the only issues I'm having with the press-ons is my thumbs. Like, my hands are big and my hands are like wide as well, so like I don't know what it is. All the other nails stay on. I don't have an issue with it, and honestly this glue is goated, but the thumbs, I don't know what it is about the thumbs, but they just don't stay. They just don't stay. I literally, this is like my 15th time putting the thumbs back on because I just filmed a video. But yeah, that was been my only issue with that. Pedicure came out great. It's nice to just have it here. The pedicure shop will probably never see me again. My feet are softer than they would have been if I went into a shop, which is saying a lot, and it's cost me a quarter of what it would have cost me to go in there, and I can do it over and over and over again in the comfort of my own home. Okay, we got the waxing kit. Haven't tried it yet, just got here a couple days ago, but we got the waxing beads, more waxing beads, more waxing beads, more waxing beads. We got the little things to mix it, and this is what the little waxer looks like. It's pink, it's cute. I've read the reviews. Everyone says that once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. But like I said, 2024, we have financial goals, and I'm trying to save a penny everywhere I can. Okay, every corner I can, reassessing the budget, reassessing my priorities, and we getting it together this year. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to talk about some of the animes I'm watching. So I'm still watching How to Keep a Mummy, and that anime is so damn cute. If you are ever experiencing like a depressive episode, or you need a pick-me-up, whatever, I highly recommend that anime. It's so cute, it's so wholesome, it's just has so many cute little characters, and I'm just loving it so much. I also recommend A Restaurant to Another World, which is one of my favorites. Really fun, little to no plot, just food and vibes. Like, if you are a food anime girl, that's your go-to as well. I have a lot of animes on my watch list that I've added recently. Let me see if I can show y'all some of them. Let's see what we get. All right, so let's see. I also just finished Ranking of Kings, which was like the first season. I didn't realize it was a second season, but I really enjoyed that one. I gave it 4 stars. It's following this main character that's deaf and mute, and he's next in line to be the king. It's so much more dark and complicated and backstabby than just that one little sentence. So you have to go into it ready to be shocked, because it's so many generations of craziness that happened in that anime. It was phenomenal to watch. I didn't realize there was a second season, but there is, and I need to check it out. I don't know when I'm gonna check it out. I'm still watching The Jobless Reincarnation. I'm really enjoying that one. I've added the Apothecary Diaries to my watch list. Basilisk, I keep talking about Basilisk, but I haven't started it yet, but it's on the top of my watch list. What else? I have a lot. Skipping Loafer, I have that on my watch list. I also have Given and Plunger on my watch list as well. I'm really excited to check those out. Conniver is also on my watch list. And Kojius and Golden Kamuy. Like, those are all like the ones I really want to start. But I tried to get into Palula Magic. Palula, you know what? I'm just gonna put up a picture of it. I tried to get into this one. I'm gonna give it like 2 or 3 more episodes to catch me, because I am not enjoying it. But I've only watched 1 episode and I barely got through it. But yeah, so those are all the animes on my watch list. Overall, I think this video is gonna be long as hell, but hopefully y'all are eating good. Because like I said, we in our DIY era, we're in our DNF era, we're in all the eras. We're looking out for self and this is a year that we're gonna accomplish all of our goals. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything you would like me to read in future videos, just let me know. If you made it to the end of this video, please leave this emoji right here in the comment section below so I know you made it to the end. You know what I'm saying? Always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye guys. Shh.